Islam's striking has really evolved. I think he's made leaps and bounds with the striking. Arman's going to have a tough time taking him down, so I think the fight will be on the feet until Islam decides to take him down. I just think Islam's striking is a little bit more crisp. His boxing is a little bit more crisp right now. So if it stays on the feet, I'm going to Islam. Obviously, the grappling, probably Islam, so that's who I would pick.
Namun semua tergantung mindset. Menurut saya, siapapun yang terus maju dan berusaha menghabisi lawannya, ia akan menang. Dan Islam di atas Arman dalam hal ini.
Arman is a great fighter in every aspect. His striking has improved significantly, and his wrestling skills are on another level. There's no need to even discuss that. Physically, he's very strong, but even so, I believe that Islam's experience will play a decisive role. I know Islam well, and I often train with Arman. I'm not saying Arman doesn't have a chance, but right now, my favorite in this division is Islam. At the moment, no one even comes close to his level.
Islam's gonna win, and the reason why I think that is because Islam slows down in his fights. What I'm saying is nothing new. Everybody knows that. But when they fought, Arman actually slowed down more than Islam. So I think that tells you that that's a big advantage. Because in my opinion, if Arman wins, he would have to win early against Makhachev. I don't see him winning a 5-round fight against Makhachev personally, but I could be wrong. But I do think Arman has the ability to win. If I had to put a number on it, I would say it's like 60-40, and I'm leaning towards Makhachev. It's not like I'm saying he's a huge underdog. I just think the further the fight goes, the more likely Makhachev wins. And from what I've seen, Arman slows down more than Makhachev does, and I think that's another benefit for Makhachev because he's very technical. He's got very good range. He knows how to play the long game. And then, I think Arman is more explosive in the beginning and he starts to slow down. His best chances are early. I think he can win in the first, second, or third round.
I will be surprised if Arman pulls it off. I think Islam has continued to solidify himself as the best lightweight in the world by far with his performances. And I have no problem saying that. His hands are getting better. He just outstruck Poirier. He can out-grapple anybody. And I think he truly is doing it for more than just the punches, kicks, knees, and elbows and being the UFC champ and the glitz and glam. He's got something deeper that he's fighting for. He's fighting for an entire village, an entire portion of the country, an entire religion, and an entire legacy for himself and also Khabib and Khabib's father. So it's something special. It's a beautiful story.
I think it's pretty similar. I think they fought before already, but it's pretty similar to this last matchup. It comes down to endurance, pressure, and who wants it more. Islam's been on top for a long time.
What happened in the first fight? I missed that one.
It was like wrestling, striking. Yeah. It was just a little edge dominance for Islam. But he's a better striker. I think he's more rangy. He's more like, people don't give him credit for what he deserves because he's good on the feet, man. He can hit hard, and he's getting better. He's getting more confident. He's good everywhere else too. I think he's a longer guy. I think he can get off on.
Oh man, I think the Makhachev he will be better. Yeah.
I've seen Islam. He's been out here the last couple of days. He looks big. He looks strong. He's been working. But Arman's been putting together. I believe it's an interesting fight. It can go either way, and I just can't wait to see it.
Islam's the favorite. Do you think he should be the favorite in the fight?
Yes, 100% he should be the favorite. He's a pound-for-pound best fighter in the world right now. And his performances have left not much room to doubt him, So yeah, he should be the favorite, but at the end of the day...
Now, when it comes to pound for pound in your division, I look at strength of schedule. I look at who have you beat, how have you beat them. Islam's strength of schedule, when we're talking about, if you look at the pound for pound list, the top 5, has by far the easiest strength of schedule. He's not my pound for pound number 1. Let's be very clear. Not my king. Not bend the knee, dude. Cut my head off. Cut my head off. Not hating on Islam. I know you guys are gonna run with that. I'm not doing that. I'm not hating on him. There's nothing he can do about it. It's not his fault. He fights whoever's in front of him. But for his management, whoever's telling this, dude, let's jump to 70. Buddy, you have so much work to do at 55. You have a lot to do at 55 before we bend the knee. And Arman's gonna give you a motherfucking fight. And I would favor Arman after watching his last 3 or 4 performances. I would favor Arman.
I just like it because Tsarukyan has looked so good and Makhachev has looked so good, but I think they're the perfect style matchup. The matchmakers know what they're doing. When you look at, they try to find the matchup that makes the worst sense for the champion. Like, what can beat them
but he's
is what
tasked
they
with
want to
that,
put
though,
you
right?
against.
As the champ, you're tasked with fighting the biggest, baddest, scariest dude in the world every single time.
But it's not just that. What the matchmakers do is they find the style that is that for specifically the champion, and that is what Tsarukyan represents to Makhachev. It's the toughest style. He can match the grappling, he can match the wrestling, he can match the takedowns, and now you're forced, maybe you're gonna see a stand-up fight out of two guys who don't like to stand up. Does it cancel out? Or do you see one of the greatest combination of wrestling and jiu-jitsu, sambo essentially, mixed together all in one, and you see that? Like, either way, it's...
I got Islam.
I think Islam is rightfully the favorite. He's racking up that championship experience. In the bout with Poirier showed his championship character, like being able to really dig down deep in those later rounds, despite the cut, despite being wobbled. I think Islam's really growing as a champion, and I think we won't see such a close rematch between those two. I think Islam shows domination and showcases his grappling once again.
I don't think anybody got anybody number, to be honest with you. So, we'll see what Arman has changed up and what he would do different, in this fight, in the second one that's coming up. But, for me, I think Islam is just, just a dominant champion right now. So I would just, pick, Islam just because. But, you never know. Especially when you got somebody that's hungry and determined to become a world champion themselves.
That's crazy. Look at the size difference of Arman and Islam.
Yeah, Arman's so skilled, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be crazy if Arman's champ.
Arman's first fight in the UFC was fighting Islam short notice, and he fought him arguably better than anybody's fought him up until Dustin last night. So I would give it to who else?
Yeah.
Who else?
Of course, everyone has a chance to win or lose. But right now, Islam is at the peak of his career. Fighters fear him, just like they once feared Khabib Nurmagomedov. There's the same sense of intimidation surrounding Islam today. However, Arman is determined to claim what he believes is his. He's focused, motivated, and ready for a rematch. This promises to be an exciting and spectacular fight.
Artikel baru merchandise MMA Story Black Edition. Desain keren gak pasaran, bahan 100% cotton combat, adem lembut super nyaman, warna black supreme hitam pekat. Bisa diorder di Shopee melalui link di deskripsi video ini. Susah cari vendor konveksi terpercaya dan tepat waktu? Order saja di CV Alta Konveksi. Pengerjaan cepat, kapasitas besar, murah, berkualitas, dan bergaransi. Terpercaya ratusan klien, profesional dan berpengalaman sejak tahun 2013. Siap mengerjakan partai besar maupun kecil. Minimal order hanya 12 piece. Menerima order pembuatan kaos, polo shirt, training olahraga, seragam kantor, PDL, jaket, rompi, jas alma mater, jasket, wearpack, tas, dan lain-lain. Gratis jasa desain dan konsultasi dapat dikirim ke seluruh Indonesia dan luar negeri. Untuk order atau tanya-tanya, WhatsApp kami sekarang juga atau langsung datang ke workshop kami di Kota Sukabumi, Jawa Barat.